So you're going to bring your hands down nice and slowly. I'm going to run through everything pretty quickly. I'm going to remind you of your body use. So if you're doing any kind of push-pull, then you're going to have one foot in front of the other. You're going to have like a neutral back. We talk about it being straight, and I'm hoping to go through this a bit later with you as well. But it's actually a neutral spine. The spine has a natural curve. So when you come into your push position, you should have a slight curve in your lower back, but the pressure is coming from that back leg. I can take the front leg off if I want to. So the pressure is coming from my back leg, and I'm leaning in. All of my arms, my hands, everything is aligned, but it's soft. As soon as I tighten, as soon as I straighten any joints, it has a completely different feel. So just be aware, it's aligned but soft, everything's soft. Same goes if I'm doing side to side, my feet are going to be horizontal to the couch, and I'm then going to use this kind of side to side motion. So they're the two main ways of using your body. So I'm going to show you the back actually. If I try and show you what I mean by, if you have too much of a lordotic curve, can you see what happens to my body? Mm-hmm. Okay, that's not good. And actually I can feel that there's no real transfer through to my hands. If you have too much of a kyphotic curve, this is what we see. So in other words, there's no lordosis on the lower back. And actually again, it isn't transferring. I can feel it's not transferring through. I would need to take my feet further apart. I would need to allow there to be a natural curve in my back, and then I can push. So have a little feel in your bodies what that feels like. I'm hoping we're going to cover that later. But holds, lots of holds. And then I'm going to go straight into what we're going to do. Okay? Is that okay for me? Mm-hmm.
What would you do if I said no?
Yeah. I'd struggle. I'd manage. So the oiling can be done with the FRR stroke or without the FRR stroke. I don't mind what you do. Some people spread the oil and then go into their strokes. Some people use their strokes to spread the oil. My hands are cold. Are you okay? Okay. So I'll kind of do this a little bit quicker. And then when I was looking at videos of myself, I tell you one thing and I look like I'm doing another. So I want to check that with you, okay? I said to a lot of you, don't go down so far because you can't get the pressure. I can't get the pressure beyond about here, but I can spread the oil there, okay? So that's what you see me doing. I'm spreading the oil, but there's no pressure behind that, okay? If I want to use this as a proper stroke, as a pressure stroke, I can't go further than that. So we've got the I, the T, all of these FRR strokes is a push-pull, pulling through. Push, pull, pulling through. We also did quite a lot of kind of feathering, stroking stuff. We did lots of that. We did it at the start and we also did it at the finish. So if I want to really get that oil around the body, I might use one hand or the other and just make sure everything's covered. Okay? We did this stroke. Simon is going to remind me of all the strokes that I have on the lesson plan. Thank you, Simon, so that I make sure I do it. So these are the initial strokes, T, diamond, whatever you want to call it. When we work with that lovely grounded. Remember that image of the roots coming from the soles of your feet and just sinking into the body there. Whatever your posture, allowing your body to sink into that. And inside, petrissage. Petrissage from front. One handed, one side by side effleurage, still all effleurage. Maybe one hand on top of the other, effleurage. We can go to the other side, push, pull, all of these. Am I reminding you of all of these techniques? So that push, pull everywhere you go. If you want to get more of a pull on that one hand on top of the other, and I'm going to get right around her pelvis, so I'm going to move my body and hook around there. Right, thank you. Kneading. Depending on how much flesh there is available, will depend on how easy this is. So can you see I can't really pick much up here. And so that stroke doesn't work very well for picking up squeezing. So I showed you the scooping. So what you can do is actually scoop one hand into another, but you have to let that ease off as you go, okay? So I showed you that. You can go the other way with that. You could use your knuckles into that. I tend to probably use just those parts of my knuckle just to scoop the tissue in. Can you see the reddening of the skin there?
Yeah.
So we're starting to work a little bit deeper. Rolling, skin rolling. You can roll with your fingers up or your thumbs down. So if I'm using my thumbs down, I'm going to hook my fingers under and roll down. If you don't get this technique now, it's a perfect one to use on the legs, so we're going to do a lot more of it. But I might, for instance, use that kind of rolling here. All petrissage strokes. So far, all the petrissage strokes. I'm not going to overextend myself. I want to actually do what's comfortable for my body. So I might well work more on the side I'm here, okay, and go round to the other side and work the other side. So think about that. Push-pull feels good because I can get into that lunge position and pull back. That feels good. I can do that easily. But would I want to be here doing petrissage? Look what's happened to my back. It doesn't feel comfortable. So although I'm showing you it, so you can see what I'm doing, you always check in with your own body.
Ringing.
Yeah, ringing. So ringing, remember, it's like the Chinese burn. Is this all flooding back to you? Yay! Ringing. Good, ringing. All the way down. Up and down. And you can use that same stroke in a smaller area anywhere you want. Tucking your thumbs in or using your thumbs. Ringing. And then we kind of did a lovely finishing. I also showed you to use, this is for you, those of you who were, how do we feel the difference in the tissues? I was teaching you to use the pressure on your fingertips. So your fingertips become like your eyes inside their skin. So now I'm going really slowly and feeling everything that's going on under her skin. So as I've gone there, I'm just about to say, as I've gone there, what I can feel, can you see, come in closer and you can see? So as I come across this tight muscle, it's not going to do it that time. Hang on, let me find it again. There, did you see it click over?
Oh,
okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
Sorry.
Yeah, it's a good time to check in. It's a good time to check in with a client. How does that feel? Because if you're feeling tension, you need to check it's not too sore. How is that, Joe?
It's okay.
It's okay. So you can see that as I go over it there. So that's what I'm feeling with my fingertips. And that's the area that I'm then going to want to do some work on. Yes? Good. So I'm hoping at the end of today you're all going to feel that. But I want to now show you some different ways of working. I want you to pick up one hand like this. And just notice how softly the back of that hand can go across your other hand. So I'm doing this. And I'm going to leave that soft, 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 soft. You notice how soft that can be? And how nice that is? Where do you think that might fit in somebody's body? Where do you think that might fit? Any ideas where it might fit?
In there.
How about like here? So sometimes we talk about using fists and knuckles, but very often what we're talking about is actually moulding the back of your hand in different areas. Okay, so let me show you that very clearly. Come in. So I'm using the back of my hand down into that lovely gap there on her upper trapezius, and then it's actually the knuckles that are coming down here. So it's a good area to use your knuckles. Soft, soft, soft. Where else might I use that? I might come down here. Soft, soft, soft. Okay? I'm just using the backs of my hands. I think at the very beginning we were doing some of this, weren't we? Okay, so this is using your knuckles in a very soft way. Another way to use the fist, if you like, is to use this lovely flat area like that. So now I can do it with one hand like this, but actually what I'm going to do is put my other hand on, so it gives it more pressure. How else am I going to add the pressure? Yeah, I love you guys for getting that right. So I'm going to add more pressure with my body. Effortless stuff, okay? So here I am, I lean, I sink, I lean, and my body takes me forward. It's my body that takes me forward, it's nothing else. If I was to use just my arm, it would look more like that. Okay, can you see the difference? Hand goes on, sink in, use the body, allow it to glide. Knuckles, knuckles, knuckles.
Yeah, anything you've missed possibly is feathering and neck squeezes.
Oh yeah, I'm going to do that. Neck squeezes, thank you very much. What we also did was working into the neck area, just with that lovely cat. I called it the cat grip, didn't I? So that's what we call it with. But now, if you're going to use that as well, that gives you another way, just gently working here. Okay, so all I've added is another dimension. That's the back of the hand, back of the hand, back of the hand. I rather like this because you can use that quite firmly in there, can't I? Can't I, Jo?
Yeah.
Okay, notice how the wrist is nice and straight. There's no strain on that whatsoever. So it's soft, 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 soft. Soft, soft, soft. We're going to teach you on the next weekend how to really go in. So this is all like a platform shoe, right? The pressure is quite even. We're going to teach you on the next weekend how to bring it more into a stiletto. So to go more specific. Okay, I think, and then we finished. So any of the massage you're going to finish with something completing, nice stroking, feathering, finishing. You might want to do the holds down to your feet and replace the towel, do the bra up. I almost forgot, you're right, you're absolutely right. Don't forget to do the bra up. I'm just doing that up now. Joe. So the deeper you go, the slower you go, and the more you check in. You find any of those bits of knotted tissue, of firm tissue, you check in. So you're checking in with your client, just checking how that is. And that's what stay where you are then. Right, in your